welcome back to another adventure.
We're back out on the beautiful Lake Macquarie today, and the weather has absolutely turned it on for us.
It's amazing. It's a little bit warm, but hopefully we can swim. And you go chase some brim and whiting on the sand flats again, because they're delicious. Not so much the brim, but the whiting are delicious.
And the brim will always put up a good fight anyway.
We've got some crab pots in.
Although we know Joel's track record with crab pots.
So we'll see how we go with those. But yeah, I'll run you guys through in a bit more depth what we look for when we're looking for spots and rigs and just general tackle on that. We've had a few questions lately and hopefully we can cover it all in this one.
Say it, here, crab.
Here, crab. When you're putting your pots in, guys, what I like to do, it doesn't work all the time, but it does sometimes. You look for this sort of stuff on your cylinder. That furry stuff on the bottom. You probably can't see it for the sun. But it look like little furry lines on the bottom are generally weed beds, and you kind of need weed and sand for crabs. So that's kind of what you're looking for.
Big ones.
I'm going to come and pump the dippers, guys. Make sure you get one of them or you have a bad time.
Ours is just a sieve with a pool noodle.
Yep.
Zip tied to it.
PCS, Bunnings, pretty much everywhere. Alright guys, so when you get in onto your sand flats in the channel, you want to look for something that looks a bit like that behind us. You might be able to see it on the camera, you might have to use your sunny thing. But basically you want a shallow sand flat that's about half a metre deep. It drops into something about a metre deep. There'll be all those darker green patches. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you can sort of see it on the... Yep. The lighter yellowy patches are your shallow water, and your dark green patches are your deeper water, and then the really dark patches are weed beds. So you want to try and anchor up on top of that really shallow stuff and fish back into those deeper holes and around the weed beds. Especially we're at the bottom of the tide now, it's only just starting to run back in. When it's full, the fish, especially whiting, will move right up on top of the shallow flats. But at the moment you just fish into that deeper water, and that's generally where they'll sit. And if you drift or put bait sort of just off the edge of it, you get the fish that are coming up as the tide comes up as well. That's a bit of an insight on how we fish the flats. If you've got any questions, just let us know.
So unfortunately, if you watched our Christmas episodes, you might notice that we're using some different rods than we were. And that's unfortunately because a few days before we were due to go home, I'll refrain from using the words that I would like to, stole all of our grubs, there's a good word, stole all of our light gear. So a rod that Joel's had for over 15 years,
about 6 rods, roughly 2.5 grand's worth of stuff. Wasn't a very good start to 2023.
No, and don't bother with getting the insurance through NRMA with the boat that says that, you know, yes, we're going to insure you for X amount that's in the boat, because they will not, unless that you have a fully lockable cover or cabin. So beware of that too. So unfortunately we've had to do some replacement for our light gear.
We have.
I am running a Daiwa combo. It's the Shinobi, that's it. And Joel's running a Shimano Raider.
Yeah, it's Daiwa Air 2000. Sort of just that lower end of the mid-range stuff. stuff that's going to last but isn't super expensive.
Yeah, it was a bit of a needs must sort of thing.
One tip I will give anyone that wants to learn some of these things, and like what you're like buying gear and that, buy whatever you can afford. Doesn't have to be the most expensive gear, but buy the best you can afford.
To a point too, but there is, once you get past a certain price point, you're really paying for the name on the rod more so than any. And
like stuff that doesn't really matter, especially when you're fishing the flats for whiting and stuff like that. Like yeah, a Certate or something would be great, but you don't really need it.
I think my combo was only $150, and look, honestly, it's great. Hasn't, you know,
special.
Hasn't hiccuped. It's really sensitive. Reel is really nice. Great little light rod.
Yep. So that's the 2 to 4 kilo one.
I did, before it got stolen, have the same combo in the snapper size, so that would have been, I don't know what that would have been.
It was a 5 to 9 kilo.
5 to 9 kilo. And look, I love that. That's what I got my big snapper on earlier this year. It's what I will replace my snapper rod with.
They're pretty awesome for the money you pay for them.
Yeah, and they're purple for the ladies out there.
Yep.
They're pretty purple on the reel and the handle of the rod.
So yeah, just 1,000 to 2,500 size reel is what you want for this sort of thing. 1 to 4 kilo rod, or 2 to 4 or 1 to 3 kilo rod. You can go up to like a 2 to 5 and you'll still be fine. And then we just run a size 4 or 5 ball sinker to a swivel, and then your leader off that, you want 3 or 4 pound. You can't really go any heavier unless you're fishing at night, then you can go a bit heavier. You want around a metre of that, or a little bit longer than a metre. Down to a size 6 or 4 long shank. You just want to match the size of hook to the size of baits you got. So if you're using worms, it doesn't really matter as much. If you're using nippers, you want a hook that matches the size of your bait. So size 6 can be a little bit small if you've got big nippers. So yeah, that's pretty much the setup. And you just throw it out into those deeper holes and basically sit in the rod holder and sit back and wait for a bite.
It very rarely fails us, thankfully.
Nice live nipper on the end. Worms work as well. If you don't want to go to the effort of getting nippers, yeah, live worms for any of the tackle shops around the lake do much the same job. Probably catch a few more whiting on those and a few less brim.
We have had some limited success with plastics, like the gulp worms, bloodworms.
They're not too bad. If the current's really raging, they seem to work a fair bit better.
So if you're not into bait fishing, or you don't have bait but you have those, give them a whirl. We've had some limited success with it. You never know. Now we just gotta wait.
That's that.
And that didn't seem to take too long at all.
I think it's very big.
Fish is a fish.
Nice little whiting.
Yeah, nice and shiny and clean off these sand flats, aren't they?
Yeah, you'd probably be bang on legal.
We'll send him back for next year, but
Yeah. Current is not really running enough yet, which generally means you catch smaller fish. Good. We're on, guys. I'm going to start from the top, and the tail is a little soft bit there. In, pedal him down, down, down. I'm going to make sure that the hook comes out through the bottom of the body. That's what holds it on. That's it. Bloody plain. That'll give you some indications when we're fishing.
If you managed to hear that over the noise of a plane coming into Pelican Airport.
Yeah. Any of those sand flats around the end of the runway there, over to Swansea Caravan Park and all that, Marks Point. There's plenty of good spots there. You just find that shallower water that drops into that sort of meter water. Yeah.
Something a bit better this time, or just another Bubba?
It's a bit better. I think it might be a Brim, but...
Oh, Brim's still a fish.
I know, it's alright.
Do you need the net, or are you good?
Nah, we're good. A bit better than the last one. Not heaps, but...
Yeah, he's not too bad.
Bad fish.
Slippery little suckers, aren't they?
They are.
Send him back to grow another day.
No, he's not a bad one. Not
Yeah, we already have red rock cod for dinner, but
fair enough.
fresh bait out and he's straight on.
He's real big.
No, you seem to be pulling him in real easy.
Definitely undersized.
Yeah, there's no debate about that one going back. Little cutie. I'll have to grow some more for next year. Finally my turn.
Another fish on. Not sure on size again.
Very little, I'd say.
He's not doing much.
Oh, that's what makes me think he's little. He's trying hard. There's lots of shakes and bounces and that. He must have saddled.
Still very funny for us. Generally, if they swim across like that, they're okay. But here he comes. It's not tiny. He's not very big either.
Couldn't have hooked himself much more perfectly if he had tried, but
No. Probably a little bit little.
yeah. But straight through the bottom lip. And it'll make him a really easy and happy release. Bye, little dude.
There he goes.
Having trouble getting away from the nursery, aren't we, honey?
Yeah.
Still, better to catch babies than catch nothing.
This is very true.
I think you cursed us. You literally just said we haven't caught any bream today.
It's actually a tail one.
Tail one? Sorry. Try again.
Catch a snorkeler.
Probably best not to do that, hey?
Should be right.
Any size, hun?
Yeah, a little bit of weight there.
A slight shift of positions after a little bit of a quiet period, and Giles hooked up. What do you call them?
I think it's a whiting. It's not real big, but by the feels. It's doing something now. Might be okay.
So you never know, whiting can be a bit of a contrary sort of species. Nothing special, but he doesn't look terrible coming through the water.
Yeah.
Did he manage to go over that other rod or under it?
No, he's under it. No horses today, but they're okay.
They're okay. Bit of fun anyway. Apparently they're quite slippery too.
They like to go for a dive, put it that way. Yeah, the other one.
Fish fingers.
Heavy, hun?
No,
No crabs.
I don't think so. I could be wrong, but...
We don't catch crabs here, just send it adventures. Told you.
No such luck.
That was my special one with all the bait in it too.
So that was a varied bait for the crabs. I don't think it's even been touched. I don't even know if a little fish has got in there to have a nibble. We caught no brim on the sand flats today, but apparently this really quite decently sized brim here thought our crab trap was a great home. Get him out as best we can and send him back in the
Not a
drain.
bad little fish, he'd be 30.
Hopefully he makes better choices from now on.
And his little brother.
And his little brother. Leading the little brother astray. Still no crab butt, hey Joel.
No, we don't catch crabs.
Well, that's about our day, unfortunately. No crabs.
No crabs.
No
As usual.
real fish either. We did end up with 2 legal whiting, but we sent them home with our friend for his mum. And yeah, so it was a bit of a quiet day, but it was still
Very
a really
quiet.
gorgeous day on the lake, even if
Lovely
we had...
weather, nice swim.
Yeah. And hopefully, if you were curious about how we do the sand flats, I promise it usually works better. You have a better idea how to come out and enjoy this beautiful lake for yourself. Because if you live locally, I promise you there is no nicer place to spend a sunny day.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It is, and well, we're not too prejudiced. Sunny day, rainy day, windy day, we've been in it
You
all.
just catch more fish on a rainy day, so.
I will say that some of the best fish I've caught has been like overcast and average at best. So
Yeah, but if you got any questions about how we do it, obviously you've seen some of the other videos and it does work. There's days that it doesn't, but if you can get it on a cloudy day, it usually goes off.
yeah, but that's us for this episode. We thank you guys for watching because it's awesome. We love it. We hope that you get something out of it. We enjoy making it, so we hope you enjoy watching it.
And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss anything.
Check out the other socials for this little behind the scenes stuff. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you know the spiel by now. And we will catch you right here next week on Just Send It Adventures.